Just like that. Just like that.
Beater.
Well, happy...
So is he a recurring guest or not really?
Yeah, this is Grant. He's a recurring guest. But you don't know that.
But that's in the archives.
He doesn't know that.
We lost the episode.
We lost it.
So we have a whole bunch of footage and no audio to put on.
I think we could put the audio over it ourselves and
yeah, I was like,
that would be hilarious.
Just redub it.
Yeah, let's just dub it. That'd be great.
What was I talking about?
Live though, a one-shot redub.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just a lot of what was I saying here?
We're all watching it and trying to say what we're saying.
Yes.
He's got to zoom in on your mouth.
But that's the thing though, is Chad, he always like... So, like he has plenty of time to think about what he's saying.
Is that true, Chad?
Like how much he didn't appreciate that comment.
Do you feel like time moves slower for you than other people?
What do you mean by that?
Okay,
it sure looks like it moves slower for him.
No, that would make him more smart, right? Like slow down the perception of time.
The implication being, man's not smart.
Man's not hot, dude.
Man's not hot. That guy is so weird. Speaking of that, his whole thing is the guy. It's like the guy at school who wore shorts and a t-shirt when it was cold out.
I don't trust those people.
But the opposite.
But the guy that wears a jacket all the time. Chad was the guy that wore the shorts all year round.
There was a guy at
I had like one pair of pants
in college that I knew that wore shorts every day regardless of how cold it was. And it's Nebraska, so it got pretty cold. And so I started a Twitter account, obviously. It just is this person wearing shorts today with a picture of his face and just would tweet out yes or no every day. And it must have, honestly, like, there's one time it got down to like negative 15 like we experienced a few weeks back, and that was like the one time I saw him in not shorts.
That's funny. And they were probably just like Walmart track pants.
Yeah.
So wait, you would just tweet out wearing shorts today? Shorts today?
Yes. No, I just tweet yes.
That was a quick commercial break from our sponsor, Depends.
I feel like this is a good segue.
I don't like to put my pants in anything but Depends.
Are you going to your pants?
Possible.
Depends.
I feel like this is a good segue into Happy International Women's Day.
How?
There actually wasn't. I just wanted to slip that in there.
What? That's good.
We gotta appreciate our women viewers.
Wait a second. Something's going on here.
Oh, jeez.
Check.
1 2. Hello.
Is it a mono mix?
I don't.
Oh no.
I don't.
You all coming in through both ears.
I assume everything we've gotten so far is just dookie.
Nope.
And that's why I think International Women's Day sucks.
Cool. Okay.
All right. That was weird, and we're back again.
I'm sorry, guys.
So yeah, that's why I think International Women's Day shouldn't be a thing. And
and it's better that the border's closed. All right, great episode.
Glad I'm back.
Welcome back.
Turns out we didn't actually lose the audio to that. We just couldn't.
Yeah, so
what's the fastest way to tank this podcast? International Women's Day sucks.
Yeah.
Okay, cut.
And
we're back.
On my Twitter, I saw. I didn't see International Women's Day trending at all on Twitter today. I saw trans women are real women trending though, which is just like, of course.
Great.
I hate to be this politically incorrect already, but it's just, of course, men had to bring themselves into it, right?
No, you turn it around. That's politically correct because you turn it back to men.
Oh, yeah. I'm playing both sides.
Yeah.
I'm playing both sides. Yeah, it's, Joe Rogan's joke. Caitlyn Jenner won Woman of the Year, which just proves that men are better at everything. Even...
It's too good to not laugh at. Like, it genuinely
This joke's
is.
amazing. It's not my joke. I didn't say it.
Hilarious.
Cancel Joe Rogan. You've tried 4 or 5 times already.
Yeah, I think he is one of few people that probably can't be canceled.
Canceling is it's a 2-party effort. To be canceled,
got to do something.
You have to stop making things.
True.
You have to stop working.
True.
Yep. You also have to say something that'll alienate your audience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Which nothing he said would alienate the people that like Joe Rogan. Which
Yeah,
I'm not
I can't- yeah.
putting a judgment on that. I don't watch him just because I just haven't. Not because I'm actively
haven't
not.
in a
I like
long
him in
time
UFC.
I wonder
Like,
what
yeah.
could.
Oh, we got tagged.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
I wonder what he could do for people to successfully cancel him.
Probably like sex with a minor or something like that.
It would have to be pedophilia.
Yeah, that might work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or just like
I don't think he'd
like
do that.
over the top racism, sexism, something like that. Like 1940s racism or sexism, not like.
Going vegan.
Oh
might do
yeah.
it.
I
That
think
would do
he
it.
would lose most of his audience. If he went vegan and then started to slowly become a preachy vegan, that's
Ooh,
it.
yes.
Yeah. That's
But if
it.
he just did it and
Well,
was
it's just like
for
canceling
games,
yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
how to
You're over
self-cancel.
at that point.
True.
Yeah.
It's like have fun eating rice and beans forever and that's it.
It would be kind of
can
crazy for
that
now.
for a while.
Now I could see him experimenting, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go vegan for now
would
to
do
see what happens."
Yeah, he would do that.
Because he has done. I'm gonna eat nothing but meat for a month.
Yeah.
Literally ate only meat for a month.
Yeah. Jordan Peterson's done that for the last 4 years though.
Yeah.
So
That I think that's where he got.
yeah, he got the
tried
idea
it.
from them.
Yeah.
Who else is doing that? Tom Segura's also doing that.
Yeah.
But he doesn't he's not Joe where he has to bring up how much elk he eats in every conversation.
Yeah.
So is it like a noteworthy amount?
You,
I mean, I guess
he
more
posts
than
about elk,
0.
eating elk like every week on Instagram.
Tom Segura or Joe Rogan?
Joe Rogan.
Rogan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I made elk on my Traeger grill. Like, okay, dude. Just like last
Sponsored by Traeger Grill.
week. Same place, same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It is Tuesday, Joe. So yeah. Yeah.
Elk Tuesday doesn't really go together, does it?
Mm-hmm.
New topic out of nowhere. You ready?
Chad's like, I'm bored.
No. I have something I'm bringing to the table today. So, do you guys look at reviews before you go to an establishment? I'm not talking about buying a product online because you have to go, oh, does this thing really work? No, I'm talking about going to a restaurant, a store, whatever. Do you look at reviews, and off of the reviews, do you base whether or not you're going to go to this place?
Only if it's in a place I've never been before,
Yeah.
and it's not a chain.
I was going to say, only if it's a restaurant and I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
But most places here I've heard of. And I'm like, I already have an opinion. So,
Local restaurants I won't, just because I don't know, I'm willing to try anything once, I guess. We're willing to get that food poisoning once, I guess.
No.
yeah.
And but like if I'm going somewhere, I'll definitely look it up and maybe not read the reviews, but I'll definitely take the 5-star rating into consideration. But honestly, if you got less than like 30 people reviewing that place, I'm like, I don't. It could be.
Yeah.
That's too small a sample size, so I don't care.
I'm not
I'll go
reading the
anyway.
review at like the Taco Bell,
Yeah,
Because we all know that they're
I did
kinda
leave
trash.
I did leave a review at a Taco Bell one time.
a 1-star
You would.
review.
Yeah, I sat in the drive-thru for 45 minutes. So I was kind of like, I just left the review that was like, there's another Taco Bell that's 10 minutes away that's worth your time to drive to. Yeah, drive to. Not
Is that a
drive, by the
local
way.
one?
No, that was in Little Rock.
Okay.
That was in Little Rock. But this was one of those places where it's like, hey, I've been in the line for 30 minutes. And they're like, yeah, sorry.
Oh yeah, I'd write a review too.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there was nobody inside. They're like, what? It's Taco Bell.
They were in the office getting high.
Yeah.
So I do not look up reviews before I go to a place, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
It's because I think a majority of people out there don't have any idea what they're talking about or what it takes to successfully own or run or work at said such establishment.
Mm-hmm.
So for them to have an opinion on something genuinely just doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
So I just won't look up a review. Like, I'm not going to look up a review of a restaurant by I'm not looking up Stacy's review on the local taco shop, right? Like, what does Stacy know? Like, I'm not going to look up a
But what
review of
about
places.
Jose? Would you listen to Jose's
If his
review
name was
on a taco shop?
Jose Pablo Rodriguez, And
Would
he
you
gave
listen
a
to his
1-star
review?
review to a taco joint. Are you reading it?
Well, I'm not going to look at any of the reviews anyway, so
His
no.
picture is the Mexican flag.
Dude, I mean,
Do you read the
the
review?
dude knows good tacos.
Is this going on? Is this actually going to be put in?
What's wrong with this?
You guys
We're
are...
asking you a valid question.
Do you trust the most Mexican guy from Mexico to review a taco joint? And if it's 1 star, don't you want to know what he thought about it?
Probably still no.
The correct answer is only a Sith deals in absolutes. And
Right.
Well, I don't... Okay, so I'll give you an example of one of the reasons why I don't look at reviews of a place before I go.
I think I know where you're going.
Or at all.
I have an answer for you.
So, I'm working the other
Great
night.
story.
These couple of customers are in there. Come to find out, it's a dude and this dude's customer. I guess he sells something to this guy, and so they're in there drinking a bunch. And eventually, we're kind of. I mean, they were there before I even got there, and we're coming up towards the end of the night, and they've had like 9 beers each, and a few tequila shots. They're being kind of loud. They're slurring their words around, and the server asked me, it was like, should I cut them off? I was like, yeah, probably. I would have.
I was like, it sounds like they've been overserved.
I was like,
One more.
well, and shit, and that kind of thing doesn't normally
well,
happen.
if it's only one more.
Well, and that kind of thing doesn't normally really happen at our restaurant.
Yeah,
so
I figured
I
that's
understand, I guess, a little bit of the server not really knowing yet. Like, because we don't really, I mean, yeah, we have people who come in and they'll have a good bit to drink, but I mean, it's never usually like over the top. You know, this isn't Dixon.
They don't
like,
get sloppy. Yeah.
So she asked me, I was like, yeah, I was like, I would. So she does. Oh, also, side note, this dude, not the customer, not the dude but the dude who sells stuff to this other guy, and he was taking him out or whatever, felt the need to mention to the server, I'm trying to figure out a way to say this where you won't bleep it out, he felt the need to share that he has a male appendage piercing to the server.
Did he say the name of it?
No.
Okay. A Prince Albert?
yeah,
I don't-
That's what
Is
it's
it a
called.
Jacob's Ladder?
I do not know. So, anywho.
Going for me.
I thought Prince Albert
I
was
can
just
imagine,
a general.
That's when you
saying.
have a string of them
Yeah.
from the base to the tip
Ooh.
on the bottom.
How can you work with that?
I don't know.
You don't.
It's just for show.
That's like part of it.
I didn't know we. I didn't know we have a tape measure. We don't. Anyway,
I saw a TikTok. You just reminded me. This guy has a yardstick, and there's like a big Sharpie mark at the 10-inch line. No, it's a yardstick. It would have been the 34-inch line. And the guy's like, why is there a mark at 34 inches? And he pans the camera over to the other guy. He's like, I measured upside down. But he looks like happy about it. Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, so they tab out, and I'm like, cool. We don't have to worry about somebody having to get cut off. They're done, whatever. And then finally, the customer guy is like, no, we don't need any more. But the dude who sells stuff to him was like, yeah, we want one more. And so the server said no, and anyway, a little bit later goes by, and the customer dude leaves, and the guy who's still there wants to speak to the manager. And I was like, all right, let's go out there. So I go out there.
I'm
like,
me off.
well, and the other dude, the customer dude, was definitely the one who was like slurring his words. This guy relatively seemed like he was okay, but so he's talking to me, and he's saying like, oh, I brought him in here to like show him a good time because he's a good customer, and you guys like cut me off in
after
front
10
of
beers.
Yeah. And that was embarrassing, and we didn't appreciate that. We take care of our customers. You just assumed we weren't getting an Uber, yada yada. And so he keeps talking. I go, look, I was like, I don't care. I'm not going to be this restaurant is not going to be responsible for anything you do, because fun fact, that's how it works.
Yeah.
We're responsible for their choices anyway.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going to do that. And so eventually he keeps talking, and then he goes, yeah, and what's your name? I go, Chad. And he goes, cool, I'll make sure to put that in the review. And I go, awesome. and then he left. Still haven't gotten a review because I assume he came to his senses and was like, "Oh, I'm an asshole."
Or he just didn't remember.
It's like, you know what?
Yeah.
I did drink a 12-pack while I was there.
But it's like
Chad, okay, that's going in the review. Now give me your keys.
but yeah, it's like, and I don't like to do the whole like, I hate when people like, cause I have had to ask people, I'm like, are y'all getting a ride, everything, yada yada, and they're like, oh, we got an Uber, and so okay, but these people, this was a while back, but they were, had a good bit, and then as they're getting up, the dude's like, all right, I'll go get the car started, and I was like, Jesus H. And that's why I don't do that anymore. I don't care if they say they got a ride. I'm not doing it.
You'd just be lying. Right?
Yeah, so
and you're still responsible if they go, crash into the gas station across the street and then go, well, we came from there.
Yeah,
or God forbid, kill somebody.
Or that.
Yeah.
So, and had he left a review, any random person might have read that and be like, oh, these people are assholes, when really that's just absolutely not the case. That is why I don't read reviews on places where I go them.
He was probably typing it. He was at home in his
mother's basement,
in his lawn chair in his living room. Ooh. On his laptop, and he's probably like,
it was like a Chromebook.
I do not recommend MJ's Pizzeria because I had 10 beers and 11 tequila shots. And the manager of the establishment, you know what? I actually understand now.
Well, and then he was like, you know what?
That checks out.
Actually, let me reverse that. I had 3 beers, and that is all.
3 beers and no more.
I'm Mormon.
So 6 to 8 beers.
It makes no sense.
And probably hit a dab pen.
In the restaurant.
Yeah.
I actually got cut off at a restaurant one time.
I've heard this story, but I would very much love to hear this
on
again.
your birthday, right?
It was not on my birthday.
Oh, I thought it was your birthday one time.
I did get... that was when I turned 21, or like a week after I turned 21. We did go to Applebees and then Dixon Street. But, one time I got cut off at Applebees. It was really... I don't think I really needed to get cut off because it was me and 2 buddies that had 3 drinks each. And then they came over and like we had 1 beer before we left and we Ubered there and they came over and were like we thought they were bringing us our next round and the manager's like, hey guys, I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna feel the need to cut you off. Like we were genuinely like looking at each other like, what did we do? Like like genuine confusion. And I think it was mostly because we got our first round and then second round and then the third round took like 30 minutes to get there, and they had those little digital like iPad looking things, and I figured out that you could order drinks on them. So instead of waiting for the waitress to come by, I'm just going to queue up 3 more drinks. If it takes 30 minutes, perfect, it'll be next time. But I did that, and apparently that sent a red flag to the manager, and she came over and cut us off.
That's funny.
And so did the reasonable thing, not make a scene, and then Ubered back to our apartment.
And
so
1-star review.
And then we just Ubered to a different Applebee's.
And then we just never, no, we never went to the Applebee's again. We went to the other Applebee's, which would serve you, 18 drinks.
Cutting someone off at an Applebee's is like putting up a no fighting sign at a Waffle House.
Except they actually have the power to like enforce that, I guess. But yeah.
All right, we have to do these again.
Don't they open at 11?
Exactly.
What's your point?
I was there all night.
Yeah. I was just like
in the booth.
I was like, lock up. I'll just keep bringing mine in. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I got cut off on my 21st birthday at the Powerhouse, but I think we were done already. I was already gone. Like I had to be carried out of the restaurant.
I was gonna say, were you gone or were you gone?
I was gone.
Okay.
Yeah. I had like 11 drinks and only 4 of them were actually beers. So. And then they gave me have you guys been to the Powerhouse?
No, but I think I know what drink you're about to tell us about.
They have a kilowatt.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I want to go there.
Which has a shitload of alcohol in it. Like you could really, I think they only allow you to drink 2 of them and then they cut you off. But they gave me a gigawatt, which is their regular kilowatt with an extra shot of 151. And that was my 11th drink of the night. So I feel like they were pretty...
You didn't leave a bad review.
You like, give me another one of those electricity ones.
Yep.
One of those electric type drinks, please.
Yep. They call it a kilowatt because they call their customers watts.
So
I'll be here all
Then you
week.
get the defibrillator out afterwards.
Tip
maybe.
your waitress.
how do you gigawatt? Then
1.21 gigawatts.
It's kind of a clever name because isn't the thing they measure the booze with called a jigger?
yeah,
That's kind of a fun name.
yeah,
I like
that's
that.
kind of a fun name. All right, well,
All right, that's a wrap.
Yeah.
Wait, Chad's vaping. He's going to say something in 3 seconds.
So, Joe Biden's in office. He said we're getting 2,000. All of a sudden, I keep hearing the number of 1,400.
100. Where's that 600? Joe Biden. He took out the Diet Coke button out of the Oval Office, and this is our president.
that really happened.
Yeah, Trump had a Diet Coke button.
Yeah.
Said
Think
he
like a
would
Staples
press-
that was easy button, but it made an intern get a Diet Coke for you.
They just brought him a Diet Coke every 15 minutes, and the button didn't do anything.
Dude, that's pretty
It's just
awesome, though.
placebo.
I mean,
It's
On
like
day 2, Joe Biden had the Diet Coke button removed. How petty do you have to
it
be?
that long?
Is it like the bird box experiment or something like that? Or like where, I don't know, they give the bird, like it hits a button and like a corn,
Oh
piece
yeah,
of corn,
and
some
then
seed
they
falls out.
start giving it at random intervals, and the pigeons develop like routine, like rituals. What was it called? I think it was called Pigeon Ritual Experiment or something like that, because like the pigeons would do crazy elaborate things that they thought made the food come in, and then they would do it and it wouldn't come in, and then they would just like hop in a circle and the food would come in, and they'd be like, I gotta hop in a circle now.
so they hopped in a circle.
And then the next time
And then
that
they
didn't
feed
work.
'em, and then
Yeah.
nice.
What do these gods want me to do next?
Imagine being the first guy that a raven like talked to. Like you're just chilling in the graveyard,
Yeah,
and a raven like starts sounding like a crying woman or something. How traumatizing would that be?
that'd be pretty bad.
What about this one? What about being like the first dude and then like a parrot says something? You're like, whoa.
Like no one's gonna believe me.
Yeah. Like,
A parrot is the only animal that has ever asked an introspective question. They had a parrot that they were like teaching vocabulary to, and one time it asked what color it was unprompted. It was like, what color am I? It's the only animal that's ever done that. Even when we teach like monkeys sign language, they don't do stuff like that. Kind of weird. Kind of freaks your bean a little bit.
A little bit.
so really, parrots are going to be what's take over the world?
I don't know about that. I think I could take a
They
lot
don't
of
have
parrots.
thumbs.
We talked about this a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
How many geese would it take to take you out? Because like
They're vicious.
Because people are so scared of geese. I'm not scared of geese at all. I'm not scared
Man's
even one
a
bit.
professional geese fighter.
Have you ever been?
Half of their
Ever been
height is their neck.
Yeah. And they'll use it. Yeah, I'm not saying you could.
Game over.
But they're
I can do that to a couple geese.
surprisingly
A couple.
strong.
I don't know about that.
They're a big bird.
I'm not scared of geese at all. I also don't care about the Titanic at all. At all.
Again.
Like, somebody who doesn't care about the Titanic, you bring it up a lot.
I brought it up more than anybody else.
In fact,
here.
you just brought it up out of the blue, so I
I hate the Titanic.
might be a thing. I'm kind of the same way about cyclists. So my New Year's resolution.
Me
What-
too.
I think I may have told Will about this, but my New Year's resolution is just to honk at bikers on the like cyclists on the road. And
They ride bikes a lot, by the way.
yeah, no. So here's the thing: if you look like you're getting to and from work, like you're not like your full, NASCAR.
Spandex.
Spandex,
Crotch hugging.
thing.
And then the speed bike with the wheels that are this
Also,
big.
if you're on the sidewalk or in a bike lane, fair game. But if you're
Yep.
at 5 p.m. and you're in your full, this is what I do for fun
on
during
the road.
on the road during rush hour, I think I have the right to just go as slow as you're going, because it's definitely slower than I'd go, and just lay on the horn.
I'll do you one better. Why don't you just like carry a sack of apples with you all the time? Just throw one.
sack
That's
of
assault.
apples.
And honking's legal, as far as I know. I don't know, but
I mean, you throw an apple at them, like you hit them, they stop. They're like,
I mean, if we're
Let
going
them
with
hit by an apple.
legal, it's legal for them to ride on the road. So
It
True.
is, but it shouldn't be.
that's what I'm saying.
It
I
actually-
mountain
it is
bike.
actually illegal for them to ride on the sidewalk.
It's so weird to me.
That
That
is
doesn't make
so
any sense.
odd.
Because, how many people do you see on the sidewalk here? It's like we have big city laws here that don't make any sense.
Yeah.
It's like we have these.
They're preparing for expansion.
Yeah, we'll see. We have these
We have no
sidewalks
public transportation.
everywhere. People love to
So I'm
ride
saying,
their
if
bikes.
it looks like you're getting to and from work, I'm not gonna harass you. I get it. But if you're in the full, body gear training for your triathlon, then yeah, I'm gonna let you know that your hobby is inconveniencing me.
Yeah.
Like that's. I think that's fair.
The Greenway was one of the best things to happen to Elm Springs.
Note to self: I will not get a biking outfit.
Yeah, just don't do that.
Do you have a speed bike?
No, not
With a skinny-
anymore.
Okay.
I used to.
That's
Tyler does that.
Those scare the crap out of me.
There's so many paved trails
Yeah.
where we live too.
Dude, I used to get stuck behind like groups of like 30 cyclists on Elm Springs Road.
Yeah.
Elm Springs Road.
Yeah, that's trash.
And the Greenway popped up and they're gone now because they're all on the Greenway. Thank God.
Yeah, I enjoy riding my bike, and I try to do it in a way in which, I'm like not like I'll stay on like the bike lane and stuff like that. Like I'm not gonna go on a road that just doesn't have a bike lane.
See,
All of that being said, though, I'm not ever going to buy the outfit. I'm not
That's
doing
fine.
I would.
That's how I
would
identified
buy
it.
it for you to see you in it.
I do have
That would be
biking shorts,
insane.
but
it. I have biking shorts, so my asshole doesn't hurt as much
yeah,
the next day.
Those are like a necessity if you're an adult. Yeah. I used to bike all the time. I would bike probably almost 3 miles every day after school from like 6th grade to 11th grade. But I would always just pull off into the ditch when there was a car.
yeah.
Because I'm not a tool.
Oh, I've been having a burning question for Chad. What's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie?
That we've talked about this before, and it's good. This is a good question for Chad.
Yeah.
Like when you say favorite movie, I mean, I guess
First movie that pops into your head when I say
Goodfellas.
favorite movie. Goodfellas?
Yeah.
Okay. That was not what Will thought it would be.
What did I say?
You said The Patriot.
Patriot's
gonna
another
say-
good one.
I said-
That's
see,
another good one, dude.
Patriot.
Pretty much if Mel Gibson's in it, it's fucking amazing. I love the movie Signs. It's great. Shut your mouth.
I think Signs is good.
Oh, I thought you were about to.
No, Signs is great. Most M Night movies are pretty good.
I don't know. I feel like they're
most.
I feel like they're
That's
kind of
a
hit or
big
miss.
most.
I feel like they're either
You
great
and
or they're
everyone.
terrible.
You and everyone, yeah.
He's got a new one coming out. I think it's called Old.
I haven't seen that.
Which one was terrible?
I wasn't a fan of
A lot of people don't like The Village.
that one. Actually, I'll give that one the okay. It was okay.
So that's the first iffy one. The one everybody hates
That's the first one I saw. and I
is the
liked
one
it.
with the plants. What's
The
that? The
Happening.
Happening.
Oh,
That's
Terrible.
That's one of the worst movies ever made.
And then The Last Airbender, right?
The Last Airbender is almost objectively the worst movie ever made, which is crazy because that dude
And I
made The
don't-
Sixth Sense. He
I know.
wrote The Sixth Sense. He didn't just direct a script he picked up.
fun fact: I'm not a big fan of The Sixth Sense.
See, and this
I
is
feel
why
like it has
Chad
a-
is so interested.
I feel like it has so many like plot holes.
Name one.
Okay, if he spoiler alert.
Ghosts aren't real, for one.
Well, if
You're wrong.
If he's been dead the whole time, the entire movie for X amount of months, you think at one point he would have like gone into a coffee shop and been like, "Why isn't this person talking to me?"
That's fair, actually.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
Thank
fair.
you.
That's fair.
Like you're telling me this man's been dead for a while and he hasn't picked up on one cue. He hasn't gone. Nobody's really saying anything to me, dude.
The barista at the coffee shop was
I
also
need to
dead.
watch this movie again. It's been a long time.
Stay stuck right now.
It was like the first movie that's ever spoiled for me, and then like when I just see a movie enough in media, I'm just like, I feel like I've seen it.
Yeah.
It's probably good and I should see it,
Get
but
this.
it's
Grace watched that last year, and nobody had ever spoiled the ending for her.
holy crap.
Right? She went 23 years without ever hearing the ending of.
Yeah, not putting I See
Sixth
Dead
Sense.
People and that movie together ever in the same.
Well, that doesn't spoil the ending.
That does not spoil the ending.
It does not,
Because
but that's
that
just what
almost,
I.
Yeah.
Almost even a little misleading, but
Well, so maybe I've only seen it once,
Yeah.
to be fair, and it's been maybe a couple of years since that. But so how come is the kid dead too? Why can't he?
No, the kid just can
the
see
kid
dead people.
can.
So that's
see
just
dead
his
people.
thing.
And that's,
There's no answer for that.
That's why it's so weird. Is that well? That's why there's a plot twist. Is because the kid talks to Bruce Willis the whole movie. And that's the only, like, if nobody talked to Bruce Willis the whole movie, you'd be like, he's dead. Right. But the kid can see him and talk to him.
Yeah, that's what
The kid orders the coffee for him.
Oh, that's right. That's why they hang out.
That's how they patch that. Mentally, I guess.
Did you guys like Split? Speaking of Shamalama Ding Dong.
Haven't seen that one.
I like Split.
I think you might like
I
it.
like the
Split
idea
a lot.
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. Unbreakable,
I haven't seen it.
and then Glass.
I heard Glass
That's
underwhelming.
Yeah, so apparently it's Unbreakable, Split, and then Glass.
Yes.
And it's been so long since I've seen Unbreakable, but Split was really good, and I haven't seen Glass yet.
I haven't seen Glass either.
I heard it
because
was
Chris
not
Stuckman
great.
said it was underwhelming,
Oh,
and
that
he's the
is.
biggest M. Night Shyamalan fan ever.
Okay.
What's the movie that we watched that one time that was really terrible? Was it called Splinter? Or
Yeah.
something with the thing where
Yeah.
like
Splinter.
yeah, what a weird movie.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That movie's ass.
I feel like I've seen a lot of
The Boy
Yeah, we watched The Boy a couple weeks back.
oh that's
at this house.
Yeah.
It was while they
We weren't here.
House. Yeah,
they watched the movie.
He watched a movie with me and Grace while you guys were gone.
and my girlfriend
Oh, yeah.
hates horror movies and
Oh,
hates
amazing.
I
being
don't enjoy
scared.
them either.
She's genuinely terrified, and she was a trooper throughout the entire thing. Like, I genuinely didn't think she was scared. And then we said goodbye to Will and Grace, got in the car, and she started shaking. It was like, that was the
Boy.
I know.
I've
And that was-
purposely never watched it. I don't like horror movies.
Oh,
either.
do you get spooked?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't care.
Love him.
That's
I was-
surprising.
He also something else I learned about him is that he hates snakes.
Really?
Yeah, I don't enjoy snakes.
Are
I
there,
don't enjoy
do like
snakes.
other reptiles freak you out?
Not as much.
Is it because you have a bad snake experience, or because they freak you out?
Yeah.
Fuck is that?
That's like it's a stink bug, I think.
That gave
That-
me-
Where is it?
It's on the light
probably
now.
on the light.
It's on the light. I
That
see
gave
it.
me like evil ASMR. Like I felt that crawl down my arm.
There's nothing on the light. Now I'm terrified.
It's right here
I
on
can
the
see
side
it.
of the light.
It's on
It's right here.
the inside. Of the
Oh!
Don't
Hit
just
hit the light.
get a napkin or something. All right, during this, I'm gonna.
Alright, you want
We're nowhere near restarting
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Well, this is in. Yeah, but
No, I don't have a traumatizing snake experience.
Mm-hmm.
I just nothing that doesn't have legs shouldn't be moving like that.
okay, I get that. I get
It
that.
shouldn't.
I went the opposite direction. That's the same reason I hate spiders, but for the opposite reason. All of those legs moving at the same time
Shouldn't-
really
shouldn't-
makes my
shouldn't
skin
be.
crawl.
Yeah. Are they all legs or are some of them arms?
Well, so it's like I shouldn't assume because horses' legs are actually anatomically their fingers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they've got nails.
So maybe do spiders
This is back to the fish and
have
pants.
8 fingers?
This is back to the fish and pants, isn't it?
Wow, that's a throwback. are spiders really literally going like
fingers?
this? Are
It's
they-
a hand. It
That's
is a
so
hand.
much worse.
It's
That's
a hand.
so much
That
worse.
is so much worse.
That's actually worse.
It's a hand.
Alyssa has a thing. She's like, I don't like things with too few or too many legs. And I'm like, I kind of get that.
Is she scared of amputees?
That's the first thing I asked. That's the first thing I asked.
So straight
And I
up,
hope not, because she's going into medicine.
one of
She's
my
going to
good friends in
trauma
college-
surgery, so hopefully not.
One of my good friends in college, she had a genuine phobia of amputees.
That's great.
Like, and
Oh, I knew someone like that.
and we went
yeah.
to a pretty big college, and you'd see a guy with one leg or one arm, or like a baby arm every now and then, and she would she literally she could not contain her disgust.
Oh god.
Like she couldn't handle it.
She's like second-class citizen. Like,
No, not even. It was like fear,
yeah,
not disdain, fear.
yeah. She's like,
Did I
they
miss?
want to hurt me. They want to make me like them.
Well, it's like, I was like, nobody's gonna make you touch their baby arm, I knew a girl that had a phobia of amputees.
It's kind of a bizarre one.
It's really weird. It makes me think that she had like a grandma that had like one leg or something, and she had to like take care of her grandma or something. I don't know. I'm just assuming.
Yeah.
So fun fact, I'm not a big fan of bugs. So when I was in high school, I
couldn't
had
tell from the freak out.
I had
It's the
a
first bug I've seen in like 4 months, so yeah. That was like really longer than that.
I was in I took like all the medical classes in high school, and for some reason, we're learning about stuff being lodged in ears, and therefore we were, I guess, that pertained to some medical use. Anyhoozle.
You just unlocked like a memory. I think we were in one of those classes together.
Were we?
I think like my sophomore year, so your junior year, it was like health professions or something like that. I don't
Procedures.
know. Health procedures with the lady that just put on movies and didn't care what anyone
probably.
did. Yeah.
Rings a bell. So,
it was like one of my earliest memories in high school, and I was like, oh yeah, you seem familiar from that. I don't know why.
well, in one of those classes, we watched two different things. One of them was a dude who got a moth lodged in his ear and he couldn't get it out.
I knew someone that happened to.
And then we read a story about a woman who was asleep and a roach crawled in her ear, and she had to go to like the hospital to get it out, and they pulled it out. But then a few days later, it was still hurting like really, really bad, and she had to go to an ENT, and they had to do like, I guess, sort of like a mini procedure to actually get the other like half of the body out of her ear. And ever since I've heard those, I've got a huge fear of something getting into my ear.
So you're not gonna like this.
You're like, ready for this.
Yeah, I was up at the Lake of the Ozarks with another family, and we were just like cruising on a pontoon, and a June bug just out of nowhere like flew straight in one of the girls' ears, like while we were cruising at like 30 miles an hour. And yeah, and just like she was like, it like hit her, and she's like, wow, that was weird, but she's like, where'd it go, sort of thing. And then she's like, I can't hit her anything, and it was in her ear. She got some tweezers and pulled it out, but I'm like, it was just bizarre, like that could just right in. I don't know.
We had a family friend who got a moth stuck in his ear, and it like went deep enough that like it was freaking out, right? And on his eardrum.
That's gotta be the worst.
Oh,
so it
because
was
you
like
can't shut it out.
deafening.
yeah.
And so I think he like poured water in it, like
Drown
to drown it, and then he had to go to the ER and get his ear flushed. But I remember him saying, I literally only remember this story because I've always wanted them to flush my ears out, because he was like, I swear I could hear my heartbeat. Like, because they clean it out completely. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've always wanted them to do that.
I had a couple times where, rooting around with those things you're not supposed to stick in your ears.
They say not to, but that's what everybody uses them for.
Yeah, that's what everyone
What
uses
are they there?
for.
You hit
and you hit the eardrum, but no, I like I somehow sealed my ear with the earwax, and that went on, and I like tried to get it, like a week later I went, and they got the nurse in, and they just basically put a spray bottle in like a little tube and just like into your ear and just spray, and like she went on for a good 15 minutes and couldn't get it, and turns out she just wasn't squeezing the dang thing hard enough, because the doctor came in and he's like, let me do this, and just
Let a man
out
do this.
like
Yeah.
full circle.
I said the doctor, not a man, but it was a man.
No, but you said the doctor came in and he did it.
Oh, yeah.
You did.
Well, he identified as a he.
You don't know.
Yeah.
That's so offensive.
Yeah, same exact story one time, and then I went in there and they flushed it out. My ears felt so crisp and clean. It was unreal.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. It was awesome.
Crazy.
It was amazing. I think it was like $75 though, so probably not worth it.
I would pay that much.
Just go get a regular spray bottle and then find that little
Yeah,
tube.
it's like you need like a little tube, and then like mine was a needle, and they just put the needle in there. And just
I'm scared I'm going to do it wrong.
There's no way to do it wrong.
Okay.
He literally just crunched on it, and they're not putting in a stethoscope or anything, and they're
Probably
just seeing where they're
saline.
going. Probably.
Yeah.
So get some salt.
Yeah.
Throw it in the water.
Some Mortons.
Yeah.
Mortons.
wait. Yeah. So and then as far as bugs go, I'm deathly afraid of like wasps and yellow jackets,
Just
stuff like
Wasp
that.
made me wreck our bus one day because there was a wasp that was wanting to ride shotgun with him.
But if the roles were reversed and it was a snake, you would have done the exact same.
100%. Yeah, I'm not judging at all.
But
I was
just one's a lot more likely to happen
Yeah.
randomly.
Actually.
Yeah. Have you seen our bus?
Yeah, it would not surprise me if there were like
We did
9
his
snakes on there
bachelor party
vibing.
on
That's right.
Yeah, we did a bachelor party. That's right.
And it was tight.
Yeah, it was tight. We were on a road trip once, and I was young enough to be in a car seat. I had sandals on, and we had just been outside by some creek or something. We got back in the car. We were driving. And I like had a little book or something. Just reading my book, and I like see something, and I look. I don't see anything. So I like book back, and then I see something again, and I look, and there's a bug coming up over the end of my sandal, like looking at me with his antennas. I was like, I had to be 3 or 4. I was like, ah! And my parents almost wrecked the car because they were like, what? I was like, ah! And it took them a minute because it was a bug. It was like microscopic and on the sole of my shoe. And I was too panicked to tell them what it was.
Nice.
Screaming like that made me lightheaded.
Oh.
You need more fiber.
Fiber?
I don't know. I just made that up. I was seeing if you'd buy it.
That makes you
Yeah.
poop better.
Honestly,
I take Metamucil.
I was scared of wasps for a long time because I got stung like half a dozen times, like individually growing up. And I think it was because always my parents made such a huge deal out of it when it happened. Like my mom was like, "Oh my god!" and like let's get like they were like baking soda or whatever on it to make it go down. That's what my parents did.
Tobacco.
And honestly, if they were just like, "Hey, it happens, toughen up," I would have probably been shitty the first time, but like the next 5 times, I'd probably been like, "I just got to deal with it." But one time I did get stung 3 times.
Wait, I think we gotta stop. Sorry, you got stung 3 times.
I'm trying to. That's good.
Battery
Actually,
check?
I can find the
This
scar.
one's plugged in.
Oh yeah, with my
Oh.
right hand.
We're
Okay.
at 47%.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. I don't understand. They're so different.
Good. Anyway, I
Got
got
stung
stung
3 times.
stung 3 times. I still have the scar, like, because I was reaching to move the trampoline in my yard, and there was just a wasp nest right there. So I essentially
That's so
just
bad.
bare hand grabbed a wasp nest,
Nice.
and then I just go ding ding ding, and scream, and then this arm swole up to like double the size that it normally is, the entire arm, to the point where I couldn't wipe my ass with my dominant hand. And just for funsies, wipe your ass with your non-dominant hand sometimes. It's real weird. It just
having
is.
a-
It's
having
very...
Someone else do
Yeah,
it
having a
for you.
stranger.
Yeah. Wipe your ass or
A blind
I don't
stranger.
You know.
start sitting on my hand
so,
over here.
Yes. I don't like wasps either.
I thought you were
I'll
gonna say
take-
I don't like wiping my butt.
I don't. That's why I have a
you
bidet.
have a bidet. Yeah.
Those are nice. I used one for the first time the other
It's
day.
pretty great. I
My
don't like
girlfriend called
wasps
me gay.
either.
She's like, "Oh, you like that?" I was like, "Of course I do. It's nice. It's hands-free."
Okay.
Does it make you gay?
Exactly. That was also my reaction. I was like, "Sorry, I didn't mean to stop you in your tracks."
Hold on.
Now we have to
Guys-
unpack this.
guys, women, right?
Yeah, women, they do be calling us gay.
Shopping.
Not gonna go there. I don't enjoy wasps, and the sting hurts. But I've noticed the last few times I've been stung, like I'm always shocked at how little it hurts. Like I'm always prepared for it to hurt a lot worse. But
Yeah.
like,
The last time I got stung was 9th grade, and I was carrying a pizza box, and it crawled from the pizza box up my arm and stung me like right here on the forearm.
Yeah.
Like in like the bad spot. And I didn't even drop the pizza.
yeah.
But it also hurt for like 8 days.
I got stung by a yellow jacket a few years ago. I was at work and I was the morning, so I was opening up the place, and then it felt like a little bite, like it was on the back of my arm. I was like, "What the heck?" And I knocked it off, and it was like, it kind of hurt, but like once I saw what it was, I think mentally it like hurt even worse. I was like,
Yeah.
I know. It's like it's getting stung by a wasp is like enough to like call off work in my mind. Like that's enough to like.
I can't do it.
In my mind, I wouldn't now that I'm an adult, but it's like
It's a 50-50 for me.
it's like
I get
like a
stung
serious
couple times a
inconvenience.
year.
Yeah, you are.
oh yeah, with,
you work
with
outside.
HVAC, yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all probably clean out so much of that crap.
Yeah, it's
But you haven't been bitten by any wildlife yet?
no.
No?
I had a coworker.
Oh, do you
that
count
got
squirrels?
bit. I didn't get bit by a squirrel. I had a coworker that got bit by a squirrel.
Yes.
How many coworkers?
That's so redneck.
Yeah.
How many coworkers have you had that have like actively do meth? Like 2. It's my
2,
number. Yeah.
3.
Uh-huh.
Have or do?
Construct. Do. Actively.
Oh, actively do? No.
I had one that was like every 6
None.
weeks you could tell.
Not any
Went on a bender.
coworkers.
That he just like, he would
He got
be
his
a
paycheck.
lot more productive, but break a lot more shit.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm not talking like on accident.
Yeah. We had one guy, we were trying to help him out. He was a friend's brother, and he had just gotten out of prison for a long time. And he's had experience doing heating and air conditioning because his dad had a business. But he got onto this, like, my dad is also from that type of life, so he likes helping people out.
I was going to say, I don't know if you want to
Yeah.
bring it up, but Charlie's dad was also a methy guy for a while.
Yeah, it's
I've been there.
you've been there?
We've all been there at some point, you know? Maybe not with meth, but, you know, with caffeine.
But
Yeah.
he would get to where every Wednesday he would disappear. Like, he just wouldn't show up, couldn't get a hold of him, and then Thursday he'd be at work on time. So I couldn't figure out if that was when he ran out of money and drugs or when
like-
he got his supply.
It's like, was he high when he showed up, or was it because he was going through withdrawals that he didn't show up?
Yeah,
Because that
and
was
that's-
with our guy.
It's like, because he would get paid on Friday, he'd go through the weekend, work Monday, Tuesday, disappear Wednesday, come back Thursday, Friday.
Withdrawals.
So it's like, it was weird. It happened for like 2 months straight, and then he just didn't show up anymore.
Hey, pro tip. If you're doing meth and you're running out, just drink your pee. You won't go through withdrawals because you can get high off your pee.
Wear trash bags so that when you sweat, you can collect the sweat and drink it.
Yep. Just meth things.
Just rent things. Also, eat your toenails.
Yeah. Facts.
Yep. And those bugs are real.
They are real.
Yep.
And everyone knows.
Everyone knows.
This has been.
Turn on your heating or your AC.
Oh yeah, this weather has been great for my solar panels. I have been selling so much electricity back to the power company.
Peter.
So I did also try one of these Hershey's Yingling porters with was it either Kahlua or
You did-
Bailey's, and it curdled. It was horrible.
Oh, I was gonna say you also did with the peanut butter whiskey.
Peanut butter whiskey was good.
That was good.
I was about to say I
Those
heard about that, but then I
are-
realized y'all are the ones that told me about that. So
Those are
I should probably
trash
close the mic.
on their own. I can't stand those.
I think they're okay.
The first one I had was like good, and then I tried it again. I was like, I don't.
I accidentally bought like 4 cases of them.
Accidental.
You accidentally buy that?
Oops, all
Here-
Hershey's.
Here,
So I
here in
went to
3 months,
Walmart,
sell
and
it.
they had them there, and I'm like, well, I'm afraid that they won't have them at Macadoodle, so I'll buy a couple cases here. And then I go there, and they were cheaper there, so I bought them there. Like, I know that was absolutely retarded, stupid, not cool.
That's like sunk cost fallacy, but taken to like
Cut that.
a
Yes,
weird
please.
extreme. I don't. That's like I don't know.
We say TikToked now. It's absolutely TikToked.
Who's we?
Him.
Will.
Good people. I like
Oh,
to
okay.
call us.
Pioneers of our time.
Yeah. Really sensitive, good people.
Oh, good.
What else is cool to talk about right now? What else can we talk about?
Well, I
I bought some ammo today.
oh,
Okay, yeah, I was.
It's
gonna say
hard to get your hands on ammo right now.
We could talk about women again or minorities.
well, I started to get
Guns
the,
or abortion.
the cameras weren't rolling yet.
But is that one recording?
I hit it.
Oh, you did hit it. That's right.
They weren't rolling yet, but I kind of started getting Grant on something with Joe Biden, and I'd love to hear it.
It's really funny how he's just backpedaled on literally every campaign promise, and
Yeah.
and they're just like, it's so much different.
Yeah,
Like,
kids
it's
are
just
in prison. You're getting
Yeah.
less money than you thought you would,
they're
and,
just like-
you're not getting free college.
like there's the tweet of the woman who's like, it's so nice to just be back to normal, and she was like referred specifically to the Syrian, like the bombing of the Syrian thing, and she's like, just no drama, no nothing, just regular bombings, and I'm just like, the actual just disconnect, like it's just like they just genuinely don't care about results, they just want someone who's nice.
I would much rather have a psychopathic, narcissistic antagonist in the office than be actively bombing Syrian children.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would much...
I agree.
Yeah.
It's one of those situations, there's a Diet Coke button, the other one, there's however many dead children.
And they wheel him in at the beginning of the day and wheel him out at the end.
Yeah.
On a gurney.
Also, the memes of it's like when Kamala Harris finds you with an 8th, and it's just like Batman curb stomping somebody.
Did you see the portrait of her with every guy she kept in prison longer than his sentence so she could make them work? I mean, it was like 200 people. She kept people in prison longer than their sentences for prison labor.
She's a prosecutor. Like that's just what she does.
Yeah.
And that's her job.
Just
that was
business.
her job.
Yeah,
So,
an enemy of the African American community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't she?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real. I don't really know what.
I know she's part Jamaican. I think her mom or dad.
That's racist.
No, I thought.
Just because she plays the steel drum.
You know what's a weird drink to me?
I'm sorry.
Are we going back to the weird?
Well, he said Jamaican.
Like a
Is this
blister in the sun.
is this not like a?
My cousin's high school graduation party in Chicago, they had a set a set of steel drums that you wear, like small one that you wore around your neck, and my dad like brushed off his high school percussionist days, and the only song he knew was Blister in the Sun, and so he just walked around for 4 days just playing Blister in the Sun.
That's like his
That
his
sounds
moment.
Exactly like your dad, though.
Is it weird to me, or is it like there's a drink called Jamaican Me Happy, or Jamaican? Yeah, is that not a weird drink?
Jamaican Mule is like a rum. Moscow
I don't know
Mule.
what you're talking about.
Or maybe it's Jamaican Me Crazy, something like that.
I think that's
It's probably Jamaican Me Crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, we have like a tropical drink just called Jamaican Me blank, whatever it is. Is that not like weird? Is that weird? Am I the one making it weird?
Or do you
No,
mean
'cause they-
culturally insensitive?
Maybe that's the word.
Okay.
Why is it? Sugar cane is grown
What
in
about a white
Jamaica.
Russian?
Rum is.
What's different between that and a
Yeah,
white
they're not
Russian?
white. They're Russian.
They're Asian.
They're both.
They are Asian.
They are.
Depends which. I mean, Russia's a long country. It's just.
but it's
wide. It's a long country. Like,
sorry?
look at it from one way to the other. It's long. I know. It'd take you a minute to drive across it.
They're Asians.
I have wondered if there's a lot of...
I mean, some of them are Europe on the western part.
I wonder if there's a lot of Chinese people in southeast Russia. I just wonder if that's like one of those borders where there's a lot of go-between.
So like Manchuria, right?
I don't know. I've just always wondered. Because it's like there's a lot of Hispanic people in the American South, and Canadians come down into the American North a lot
There's
for
a lot of-
vacations and what.
There's a lot of Hispanic people everywhere.
Okay, we're going to cut that.
That sounded way more menacing than it was, but it's like there's a small town of like
There's a lot.
15,000 right outside Lincoln, Nebraska, where I went, and there's 8,000 out of 15,000 of them are Hispanic.
When
Like,
I
it's just-
lived in St. Louis, there were no Hispanics there. Like, there were none.
yeah,
I could tell you right now, I never ran into any Hispanic people. Didn't go to school with them. It just was not one of the communities that was there. But it was like we had a lot of African Americans. It was like 30 or 40% of the population of St. Louis City, I think.
same thing here. There's not a whole lot of African Americans.
Hardly
Northwest
any in
Arkansas.
Springdale. Yeah, like there were. We graduated like with like 4.
Yeah, and I can name like all of them.
Yeah, I was like, I
Like
knew
one
most of
went
them.
to play for Alabama.
Yeah.
The other one was like, I don't know, August Jenkins. She was. Might want to cut out. her
Maybe
name.
yeah. Let's not name drop anybody.
Yeah, sorry.
No, one's a model in New York now. One that I graduated with.
I didn't graduate with any.
Yeah,
You didn't have
Yeah, it was just
Yeah, you made sure of that,
your
right?
siblings, right?
You didn't have minority representation in your family? Wow. I'm
that was a
literally
homeschool
reporting
joke.
your
Yeah,
views to the
I forgot.
NAACP. Okay.
It's like the
I
only
didn't know
two
we were gonna have to go
homeschoolers I
there this
knew.
episode.
The only two homeschoolers I knew are you and then Josh's family, and they're like wildly different. So
Josh
it's just fun.
Rangout?
Yeah.
When did they homeschool? Until 8th grade?
Until his mom passed away.
Okay, well, we're going to cut that again.
And we're back.
Why is I mean that's
Why,
I don't know, it's-
how are we wildly different? Was he a
they're like
typical homeschooler?
okay. I'll put it.
They're
I'll put
pretty
it in,
similar, actually, now that I think
never
about
mind.
it.
Well, here. Okay, so his dad. They have like there are 7 kids total, I believe.
That sounds like a homeschool family.
And yeah, their mom passed away when Josh was in like 8th grade or something like that. But
think
they recently moved to he remarried and recently moved to Kentucky.
Remarried?
Yes,
Okay.
remarried and moved to Kentucky with
Dad.
Dad did.
Oh, okay.
Josh is also married, which is a fun story. And in Kentucky, and his dad, in preparation for Joe Biden's election, is now training the kids, and this is straight from Josh and Rachel.
This is amazing.
Is training the kids in hand-to-hand combat and firearms, like marksmanship. And this is a quote directly from Josh, to fight off the roving bands of Democrats coming to take their guns and Bibles. And he thinks when the great collapse happens, when the roving Democrats rise up,
Not drunk.
they're not going to go to the like a bartering system, the collapse. Instead, they're just going to go back to the gold standard. So he's now stockpiling gold as
I've
well.
heard that too, yeah.
So yeah, but
He sounds
just
like,
the imagery of the roving bands of Democrats.
No way.
It's black.
And
Piece of crap.
The imagery of that is amazing.
It is amazing, especially if you know him.
He's a smart dude too.
72%.
Okay, Grant, your job is to tell us as soon as that turns off.
Okay.
If the screen goes black, go, ah!
Exactly like that.
so do y'all think Texas, Arkansas, and Louisiana could fend off the rest of the United States?
No.
Yeah.
100%.
No.
I think so.
There's not enough people here.
Yeah, but we have probably.
The Ozark
I mean, there's
Mountains
no.
are powerful, and we got the people that know them.
Well, it's like I don't have any like proof behind this, but I think it could be argued that those 3 states probably hold majority of weapons.
Firearms.
Firearms.
That's not true. That's just
You don't think so? You
Throw-
think there's?
Throw Oklahoma into the mix, we can probably get her done.
Oklahoma's absolutely.
There's 50 states.
Yeah, but
Chad.
think
50.
about
You
the
named
terrain.
3.
It's flat. You can't
Three
advance an
strikes.
army over that.
Put the Louisianans out there. They'll just,
I'm going to tell you right now, most people that don't live in Arkansas forget that Arkansas is a state.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's from well,
Imagine being
the
in
idea
Nebraska.
is from. Have you guys seen Annapolis?
Uh-uh.
Okay, so Annapolis is about a guy who goes to Annapolis Naval Academy, and he's like took him forever to get in. It's like a underdog story type thing, and his best friend, it was a very overweight black guy, and he said, if I may get it wrong, it has to do with Arkansas and Mississippi. I think it said that you're my Mississippi. I'm Arkansas, so if it weren't for Mississippi, Arkansas would be the worst state.
Oh.
So he called him you're my Mississippi.
Yeah, they clearly hadn't been to Louisiana. Anyway, moving on.
or Florida, dude.
Or Oklahoma.
Hey,
I
northern,
like how
the rest of Arkansas is pretty bad.
people
Oh,
who
yeah.
only drive through Arkansas are like, Arkansas is the worst state, and everybody in Arkansas is like, have you been to Oklahoma?
Or Kansas.
We don't
No.
defend our state. We're just like, look at what is
It's like
around us.
it's not anywhere south of here isn't great, but Oklahoma is just objectively worse.
I saw-
and all of that state is worse.
Yeah.
The whole state.
I saw this
we have Northwest Arkansas.
this video on Twitter. So
Okay, wait before we move on.
unreal.
One of these states is Arkansas, and the other state is where we sent all of the Native Americans. Do you think we would have sent them to a nice place back then? We sent them to Oklahoma for a reason.
Land was cheap. And
It's poo-poo town.
and unusable.
Go on.
Anyways, I saw this video on Twitter, and it was a bartender or server or something at a place in Nashville, and she said this dude walked out on like a $500 tab of a bunch of drinks and stuff, and he left his it was either debit card or ID, one or the other, and she was like, I think it was his ID, and she was like, so and so from Arkansas. She was like, I guess maybe you guys don't learn manners or anything down there, but he owes us X amount of money. And the list of people I saw on this Twitter feed that were like attempting to like actively defend Arkansas, like imagine caring that much.
Right.
They were like, oh, we'd feel bad for you, but you spoke bad about Arkansas. Get out of here, dude. Who cares?
If you were
this
taking
this place probably does suck. Like,
yeah. If you were taking a dookie like on Bentonville or Fayetteville specifically, I'd be like, okay, wait a minute. But like the rest of the state, that's totally fair. Totally fair.
You're like, Little Rock's awful, and you're like,
Yeah. Like I would know better than a lot of people.
Yeah.
Or like anywhere an hour east of here.
Or an hour south.
It's beautiful. You'll get shot by rednecks.
If you're the wrong color, you will.
Yeah.
That's tough.
It's a different kind of.
Don't go to Harrison.
It's a different kind of dangerous place.
We shot a music video in Harrison at an abandoned amusement park, and we were with Fight the Fade, who happens to have a black guitarist, and there was graffiti that said F N-word with swastikas, and he just posed in front of it, wanted me to take a picture. He thought it was hilarious.
I don't. Yeah.
I like how they did that in Harrison, Arkansas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
it's a classic place.
The whitest place on earth.
There must be no black people there. Like literally none.
They make sure of it.
Yeah.
Actually, they're actively,
There are billboards
fighting that.
We need to pay. Okay, so like there's
It's a sundown town.
it's circulated in the news a while back of this group of African American people under. I think they were under BLM, but they were basically opening like a black commune. Like only black people were allowed, and everybody was like, "That's kind of weird." But actually, we should just send them all to Harrison. Just completely disrupt that town.
Be fine with that.
How crazy would that be?
That'd be a bloodbath, actually.
Like just no interfering. Just buy a ton of property in Harrison and just be like, this is where this black commune is opening. Just to set all of those folks off. That would be hilarious.
Just to start a race war. Yeah. Just I actively think, or I do think that they would. The people of Harrison would march on that.
You
that would be hilarious.
It would be great.
I'd love
And by
to see
march,
it.
I mean like fight. Not,
you want to know?
Not like tiki torch.
I want to hear them say what
kill
they
'em.
want to say. Just like get out there and be like, we don't want them here. It's like, and why? Because they look different. I want to hear that. I just want to make them say that because it's so insane.
You not seen the videos of the dude that had the BLM sign?
Yeah, but they never
Harrison?
say what they mean to say. They're just like, you better get out of here, Sonny. Why?
Why?
They never say it because they're cowards. And they don't actually know why they want it. They've never said it, and they've never heard somebody. They've
They're
just been
like,
told.
it's different. I don't like it.
Yeah, they've just been told that black folks are bad and that they don't want them here. They've only been told that. But if you make them say it, they will expose how stupid they are.
They've already done that. Like, no
But
one's
not
like-
to themselves.
no one's like, they're
So just to get this straight, your idea is to put a all black commune cult.
If they
Let's
want
do
to
not
be,
a cult.
if they want to
No,
open
there's
a commune,
difference. There's difference.
if they want, if these people, they already wanted to open a commune.
Cult
I'm
is a
simply
religious following.
suggesting.
A commune is a way of living.
Yes.
It's kind of like having a bunch of Palestinians airdropped into the middle of Israel. It's
Okay,
like,
we're cutting that.
You want another Waco on our hands? Since we're cutting that.
They're opening a commune.
I think that's
If they're opening a commune already, why not hilariously disrupt a racist ecosystem while we're at it? That's
down.
all I'm saying.
that. All right, put in those terms. As long as you have
Just-
like the National Guard on backup to be like, hey, when they do inevitably,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
when it does inevitably turn to like brick throwing and then guns going off.
I think anytime a commune is opened, the National Guard is watching. Ever since Ruby Ridge and Waco, they're just like, all right, get the satellite.
yeah.
I'm going to need a daily satellite feed. If you start to see
Start doing psyops
missiles
on 'em.
erected.
Yeah.
We're going in there.
Start doing psyops on them too.
Yeah, it's like every evening we blast a sub-audible frequency through the village just to disrupt everybody's sleep by an hour. And the FBI is like, good job, good job. And all the people there are like, I don't feel so good.
Yeah.
When I wake up, I don't feel so good sometimes.
There's no evidence that psyops work. Well, we're gonna keep doing it. We got these big speakers and lights out here. We're gonna use them,
Dude, that so for the Waco incident, I always thought it was so bizarre how they just blasted sounds at them.
Oh yeah,
it was, which I'm pretty sure they did that in Vietnam too. Weird, crazy sounds at 3 a.m.
They played some songs to torture prisoners during the war in Iraq, and I can't remember what they are. Some pop songs that were pretty hilarious. You can Google that.
It was on, was it NCIS? They used an August Burns Red song for a prison torture scene.
That's what reminded me of it, because somebody in the comments said, we actually did this, but with somebody. I can't remember who it was. I feel like it was like Limp Bizkit or something.
Burn it. Burn it.
Just one of those. Yeah. I was gonna say something. Say it. Oh yeah. Waco. Did you see the ATF posted in memoriam of the Waco of all of the officers they lost?
They did not. That's not
They
real.
did on Twitter. They were like, in memoriam of all the officers lost during the Waco raid. And everybody in the comments was like, what about the kids you burned to death? Just straight up. That's one of those things, like the JFK assassination, where it's like everybody in the courtroom knew that the final decision was complete nonsense, but it's just what they settled on. They based the decision that the Waco people shot first off of one of two of the front double doors. And the other double door went missing. Because I wonder if it might have shown bullet holes going in. Anyways. It just reminded me of the magic bullet.
I thought I saw there was a new documentary or something on Netflix.
It came out last summer.
No.
They did a show on Waco.
I just saw it 2 days ago.
Oh.
I mean, Waco came out last summer.
Yeah,
the docuseries.
it's different than that. I know that.
There's one on Japan, and it's. I played Ghost of Tsushima, which is a great game, and so I was like, perfect timing. No, it's not that great.
Okay. It's not as good as the video game.
It's not as good as the video game I played. Ghost of Tsushima is really good, though.
That is a good game.
Yeah. You're right, though, that there's a lot of time in between stabbing people.
That's the best part. Mm-hmm. The stabbing people.
And the unskippable cutscenes in New Game Plus are not...
Yeah, they want you to talk to super zen people. They're like, my village was raided by the Mongols. And then you're like, I will save you. And then you have to ride your horse 5 minutes, and then you get there. And then you get to stab people, and then you have to ride back, and they're like, thank you for... I'm just here to stab.
Well,
I'm just here to stab.
Nothing's worse than Metal Gear Solid 5, which I just started playing through. You have to get on... You have to order a helicopter to a drop zone, get on the helicopter, and there's just a minute or 2 minutes of just sitting on the helicopter
because
until
it just listen to the soundtrack.
Yeah, until it just decides that you're gonna go.
Yeah,
and then you go, and then you sit on the helicopter. And you're like, all right, pick the next spot off, and it's just
then the helicopter picks you up.
There's a minimum 5 minutes downtime in between everything. And
it's a good game, though. I like it.
It is.
Have you ever been eternally stuck in a part of a game? So I was playing Skyrim one time, and I was doing the Elder Scroll part. So kind of towards the end, I'm in the flashback, and I'm watching the two characters try to
soft lock the game,
defeat Alduin, and then Alduin for that just doesn't spawn, and they just stood there. And I sat watching for 30 minutes, going, "It'll happen eventually."
It didn't happen.
Just didn't happen, and then I looked it up, and some people were like, "Yeah, we watched it for an hour, just never came."
He never came. He was flying around it, never landed.
He was like, "I'm not doing this."
He didn't fight us.
And he's like, "I win."
Yeah. Never land. They can't kill me.
Bada bing.
All right, we better wrap. Thanks for coming, Grant.
Wait, so his first speed round was axed.
Oh yeah, it was axed.
Okay. Speed round.
Aliens.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Mermaids,
No,
Bigfoot,
probably.
Yeti.
Also probably.
Aliens, space, or ocean?
Space.
Okay. Bush.
Finish the
Did
sentence.
9/11. Okay.
Dick Cheney
Shot a guy.
made money off the Iraq.
Okay.
What was the one I said a couple weeks ago? Who stabbed somebody?
Stabs him.
Who nearly beheaded his wife with a kitchen knife?
Oh, OJ.
Yeah. OJ. And who found the bodies?
Not OJ.
The kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kids.
Lizard people running the country.
Reptilians?
It's fun. Yeah.
Reptilians?
Whoa. What that?
What's that?
Yes or no?
It means yes, because it's fun to believe.
Well, no. It's either real or it
I'm
isn't.
glad reality is fun for you.
I'm glad it is too.
Simulation.
Are we in a simulation?
That is like very. I mean, like likely, sure, but I don't know. The thing is, I don't know about the consciousness of myself if it is a simulation.
But
so
is it
We're trying to
consciousness?
wrap. Don't get into this.
Yeah, too long of an answer. Come on, jeez.
Probably not. I'm
Okay.
Facebook idiot. Is he a lizard or AI dude?
Zuckerberg.
That's the one.
Zuckerberg. Is he a lizard or a robot?
I mean, more likely just autism. Right?
Is he a lizard or a robot?
He's a lizard. for
Okay,
sure.
lizard,
No,
right.
robot. I take it back. Robot.
He's okay. Robot.
Yeah.
I agree.
The whole autism thing I'm stuck on.
Was Tesla from Earth or from Neptune, like the CIA thought?
Mars.
That wasn't an option. I don't know what this guy's on.
Official CIA records say Tesla came from Neptune.
I could
Oh,
buy
Nikola Tesla. I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about Elon Musk.
that.
No, I would have said Elon Musk. Anyway,
You said Tesla, and I was just like, that makes sense, but I just think, stocks.
no, Elon's from Mars, and he's trying to get back.
Yes,
That's big facts.
That is
Yeah.
big facts. Have you seen that face? That's not a human face.
He's
Him-
First of all,
the stories
he's
about-
South African.
Stories about him and his. The stories about him and his ex-wife.
way to make it
are just-
racist.
The stories about
He's
him and his.
what?
The stories about him and his ex-wife are just awful. Like how their baby miscarried or like their baby
Grimes?
died. Yeah.
No,
That's his ex-wife now.
no.
I remember some. I don't
That's
know.
his current. That's his current partner. They're not married, are
Not
they?
married.
Oh, I thought they were married.
They're not married.
I don't know, but they had a baby and it died either miscarriage or like shortly after birth, and he was just brushed over it, okay, like new day, like.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, that does. Okay, that
Yeah.
tracks.
And she's like, we need to talk about this. He's like, talk about what? I'm just like, that's a little
That
off-putting.
tracks for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyways, cool.
Chupacabra.
Of course.
Okay, all right, we
Cool.
gotta wrap. That's
Yeah,
it.
let's go.
We got the
Let's
chupacabra. We gotta wrap.
Yep. Let's go.
All right.
Like and slide.
Happy International Women's Day. Thank you, women viewers.
Yeah,
Great.
turn your one view into another view. Like, send it to someone you know will watch it.
The first
Preferably a
episode
female?
I was in
Yes.
was so much better. I'm sorry.
It was better, but only a little.